Starting off with F tier, we've got Black Widow. Yep, if you choose her, you are throwing the game. She is useless at higher ranks for competitive play. The sniper rifle just isn't the best. It doesn't do much damage. It's hard to one-shot people. You can pretty much only take out the healers, and her kit is useless for the team. Not to mention the ult that is just pretty much non-existent. It doesn't really do much. If you're playing at the higher ranks and you choose her, you're just throwing it for the team. So please, for the love of God, stop choosing her at the higher ranks. Moving on to Scarlet Witch. Now, they had something going here with her kit, but it wasn't the best. Not to mention that when you use her ult, she gets insta-fried. Okay, you can only do damage from up close. Now, she might be a little bit of a good counter for Psylocke. I will give her that. But overall, Scarlet Witch just doesn't do enough for the team, and she's pretty easy to kill. That's why she's going to join Black Widow in the F tier. Now, this next one, I might catch a lot of flack. It's Mr. Fantastic. Yep, he just doesn't do anything with his damage attacks. Now, he can stall the point. I'll give him that. He's good for stalling the point in King of the Hill, and maybe if you can throw him on the cart right at the end. But overall, he just gets absolutely fried all the time. Now, he can tank the shots, but he's not going to be really helping your team. He just delays the inevitable. So pick someone else that can actually kill the enemy. Moving on to D tier. I know, I'm so sorry. It's going to be Spider-Man. Yep, Spider-Man. I know a lot of you people like to play him. He's super fun. You can spin around. You can shoot the webs. You can pull people off the map. But for competitive play, he's just not that good. Not to mention, he's insanely hard to play. Now, if you can master him, you can probably help your team in rank, but let's be real, 99% of us can't sit at home and grind out one character at a high level ranked play. With Spider-Man, you can maybe get away with using his ult for a kill or two, but most of the time when I have this guy on my team, they're useless. They're not doing anything. I've got 20 kills for his 3 while he's sitting on the edge of the map trying to get a TikTok clip. For the love of God, if your team is not doing well and you're still on Spider-Man, you need to switch. All right, if you can pair the combos together like my boy Caution, then you might have a fighting chance at being good with this character. But overall, most of us, including me, will not be good with him. So please pick someone else if you're getting slammed in rank. Moving on to someone else in D tier, it's Iron Fist. I had to pair him with Spider-Man because they're kind of similar. You're just punching people. Iron Fist, okay, yes, I've seen the TikTok clips. I've seen the Twitch clips when you can just solo out a healer and just bam, 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 take her out really fast. But from long range, he just gets absolutely fried. And the second he tries to get in your back line and 2 people focus him, he's cooked. All right, yes, you can run sideways up the wall and gain a little boost. You can go for some fancy plays like Ip Man from Karate Kid or Mr. Miyagi. All right, that's super cool. I get it. Not to mention his ultimate where he goes Cheaper Town Hall. All right, that's pretty fun to do. But overall, at the higher ranks, he's not a good pick because of his damage output. Overall, you're just pretty much running around the map trying to get one pick while you've got me who's frying the other team again with 30 kills. Moving on to our next pick in D tier, it's gonna be Iron Man. I know this was a tough one for me to put here. Maybe he's C tier, maybe he's D tier. I don't know. This one was a bit tricky. Iron Man, he's got a pretty good kit with the laser beam, shooting the little rockets, all right? And his ultimate's pretty good when you can combo it with Groot or Doctor Strange when they're stunned. Now, the thing about Iron Man is when he's flying around up there and you've got a Punisher, a Namor, a Star-Lord, Winter Soldier on the other team, he's just a free kill every single time. He'll fly up in the air, you'll kill him in about 2-3 shots, and then he'll have to be back and spawn, fly again, and then rinse and repeat. If you can get good with Iron Man and play the rooftops and just keep peppering damage, you could maybe move him up in the ranks. But overall, I just think he's a little too easy to kill. That's the only reason I put him in D tier. If they made his hitbox a little bit smaller, he might be a little bit better. YouTube, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and follow my Twitch link down below. I stream live every night, 8 p.m. Eastern, high-level Marvel's ranked gameplay, so tune in and let's get back to the video. Moving on to the C tier heroes, we've got Hawkeye. Yep, Hawkeye, I put him in C tier because he's just quite hard to play. However, if you can master the aim and you can hit those headshots, he's actually not that bad of a pick because he's pretty much a better version of Black Widow, the way I look at it. His mobility's a little bit better. His damage output's a little bit better. If someone tries to flank and you get a nice shot off on them, they're insta-fried. And then the second the tanks start lowering the shields, you can do so much damage output to the tanks. His ultimate is also pretty good when you send it through when they're all on the payload as well. Now, I know for this one, it's a bit debatable. I put Squirrel Girl here. Now, Squirrel Girl's output is very, very good when they're clumped together on the payload. You can get some lucky kills just ricocheting those nuts. You can stun someone trying to flank as well. But when she jumps up, she's so easy to track, especially if you've got a Psylocke on the other team. Now, I mainly play Psylocke, so whenever I see a Squirrel Girl, she's pretty much a free kill because she's behind the healers. Now, when you're fighting people who are behind the healers, they are usually free kills because the healers are looking forward and won't turn around to heal their teammates. If Squirrel Girl had a little bit better mobility aside from the super jump, I think she would be a little bit better. She gets countered pretty hard at the higher levels as soon as someone sees that they have a Squirrel Girl. Moving on to B tier, I put Black Panther in here. I moved Black Panther up. Originally, I had him a little lower, but if you get someone who's really good with Black Panther, they are so annoying to play against, and they actually can make game-changing plays. Now, you've seen them on Twitch, the guys who are really good with him, and Black Panther is still frying at the higher ranks. The only problem is he's very, very hard to play. But if you can figure out his kit and the movement, climbing up the walls, jumping off the walls, pairing those double jumps together with the dashes and the ultimate, you can absolutely carry as a Black Panther in this rank, which is going to transition to my next pick, which is Magic. They're very similar together, pretty much the same thing as Black Panther. If you can figure out the dashes and the voids, and pairing how to take out healers one by one and diving them together with a Black Panther or even a Psylocke as well, they work really well together, then Magic is also a B tier pick, maybe even A tier if you can get really good with her, plus her ultimate just fries if you want to just instant kill people. The third pick I put in B tier was Moon Knight. Now, I was debating, do I put Moon Knight in A tier or do I put him in B tier, maybe even S tier? I don't know. He's pretty good. Now, everything about his kit is good. The unks, when you can just absolutely decimate people. The ultimate absolutely fries if you can time it together. But the reason I put him a little bit lower, even though his damage output is really good, is that, again, he moves kind of slow. I know he can fly up and do the glide, but his hitbox is a lot bigger, so as soon as he gets singled out a little bit, he gets absolutely shredded. I just wish he didn't move as slow and wasn't as big. Overall, I think he's still a pretty good pick for high-level ranked if you can master your positioning. That's going to be key with the Moon Knight. Moving on to our A tier list, we're going to be starting off with Star-Lord. Yep, you've seen him all over the map when you see someone that's good with him and has really good aim. I would probably put him in S tier, but you got to have really good aim with him for him to be really good. The damage output with Star-Lord is amazing, especially if you can target the DPS or the healers and just one-clip them. Plus, let's not forget the auto-aim ultimate. The second you fly up and you get a healer or DPS out of position, you're pretty much guaranteed 2 to 4 kills with that ultimate. Now, the mobility aspect with Star-Lord is also very good. You can strafe left to right when you're using the jetpack rockets and the flips as well. You can also use the E to target out characters who are a bit divey, like the Black Panthers, like the Psylocke. As soon as you do that and you start spraying, it's going to auto-aim for you. Now, my next pick, I was debating on putting her in S tier because she's my main. It's going to be Psylocke. I moved her into A tier because she's still a little bit harder to play than the other characters that I have in S tier, and for that reason, I put her in A tier. Everything about her kit is really good. You can do the combos with the shurikens to instant kill DPS and healers. Not to mention her ultimate is pretty much a cheat code if you can time it right without Luna's ultimate or Cloak and Dagger's ultimate or even Invisible Woman's ultimate. If you notice that the other team's healers don't have their ult, it's pretty much a guaranteed 2 to 3 to 4 kills even. Now, you can cause a lot of pressure as Psylocke, and I've seen a lot of people playing her at the higher ranks. But again, you got to be really good with her. She's a little bit harder to play, and you need to master those dashes and the invisibility combos. Moving on to our next A tier pick, it's going to be Gila. She is very good. The instant damage output accuracy with her left click is insane. You can absolutely fry people from across the map, especially if they have the healers who don't have a shield up in front of them from their tanks. If you can get a nice little side off angle from the back, you can just sit there back there and just do damage after damage after damage after damage. And then her ultimate is also guaranteed free kills. The best part about it is the second you're about to die, you can just pop into your ult, get 2-3 kills, come back down, and then your team heals you while you've got momentum. Now, my other A tier pick is going to be Punisher. He's just so easy to play. He has the most damage output in the higher ranks. You just sit there, put down the turret, and just spam. It doesn't take a lot of skill. You don't need that much aim. And then if you compare it with the Rocket Raccoon's unlimited ammo, you are just frying the lobby. Just sit there and hold down left click. There's not much to it. If someone comes close to you, pull out the shotgun and you can pretty much kill the Psylocks, the Black Panthers, the Magics. If you have a healer right beside you, aka the Rocket Raccoon, just pocketing you the whole time. Not to mention his ultimate is just absolutely devastating with the Raccoon's damage power up. You just shred through all the tanks, through all the healers, anyone's that's in your way. Moving on to our next A tier pick, he could also be S tier as well, is Namor. The squids are just auto aim turrets that have hit scan when you are getting dived. He's the ultimate counter to every single dive character, especially when you pair him with the Luna Frozen squid. It's so devastating, and if the game isn't going well for you, just switch to Namor and throw down the squids, sit in the back, and just keep spamming the harpoon. Especially if you can target someone that's a dive character with the right click. When you've got the snow squid, it'll instantly fry them. It's a nice safe pick that will always do well for you because you've got the auto aim turrets. If you're getting fried, you can just pop up into your bubble, get healed, come back down. It's essentially having 2 lives without relying on anyone else. Moving over to the S tier heroes. Starting off with Winter Soldier. If you can get really good with this character, you can just absolutely cause so much devastation with just his regular gun. Not to mention when you can pair it with the grapple combo of punching them, grappling them in, punching them, shooting them, and then getting your ultimate and then just chaining it again and again and again. It's literally a cheat code if you have pretty good aim and you've just spent a little bit of time learning this hero. Moving on to Wolverine. I put Wolverine in S tier, but he could go a little lower only for the reason that he gets banned at the higher ranks once you get into Diamond. Now, Wolverine's damage output is absolutely insane when you get to 100% with his left click. You just absolutely shred the healers and the DPS. You could even grab and kidnap tanks, throw them off the map, hound their tanks, hound their healers, and he just is so hard to kill because of his armor and his rage ability that he just causes so much mayhem for the other team that they spend so much time trying to kill the Wolverine that the rest of their team can just shoot them for free. Moving on to our final hero in the S tier, it's Storm. Again, you can move Storm a little bit lower because she'll get banned at the higher ranks. But until you get to the higher ranks, Storm is S tier. The damage boost that she gives her and her whole team is absolutely crazy. Not to mention the fact that you can just fly up and down and get these crazy off angles without anybody really shooting you. And then we all know her favorite, the ultimate. We all love it. You just get absolutely tornadoed and you can't do really anything about it. And you just move so fast in positioning the tornado too that there's nothing you can do about it when you're on the other team. Well, that's my tier list for DPS. Let me know if you agree with it in the comments down below and what I would change.